As you listen, or even while you're simply allowing the next thought to drift in on its own, perhaps you already notice something shifting. Because here's what's interesting. People often forget they're not broken, they're becoming. Like the child who once thought they were invisible only because they were so powerful their light hadn't yet been turned inward. When they finally saw themselves, something amazing happened. See, there was a person once, let's call them you in a parallel path. They thought they needed others' approval, until one day they simply asked, what if I'd never needed to prove anything again? And in that moment, something ancient within them woke up. And so they started speaking to themselves differently, not just with words, but with energy. They began saying, I'm worthy because I exist. Every setback is feedback. Emotions, they aren't enemies, they're messages. You see how someone like that, when they accept, the reality bends to emotion, and emotion bends to meaning, can never really be lost again. They walk into a room and people feel presence. That magnetic calm, that effortless gravity. Because they don't chase validation, they radiate value. And the moment you stop asking for permission is the moment the world begins responding differently. Because people respond to certainty, not explanations. And certainty is just self-approval made visible. Let me give you an example. A person is told they're too much, too emotional, too sensitive, and one day, instead of shrinking, they ask, what if this intensity is my gift? What if my depth is the doorway to connection? And like that, they move from abandonment to advocacy, from needing to be understood, to being the one who understands. So maybe the real question isn't, how do I stop needing validation? Maybe it's, how do I enjoy expressing myself so fully that I just can't help but feel inspired? That's the shift. The shift from silence to sovereignty. From passive hope to active authorship. And here's what happens next. They stop playing the old loop, am I enough? And start the new one. What would the most resilient, confident, loving version of me do right now? That is what rewiring looks like. Pattern interrupt, reframing, forward momentum. Now imagine this becoming your new default operating system. Your new OS, where confidence is not effort, but expression. Where you don't just think resilient thoughts, you embody a resilient identity. Because a person like that, they no longer wait to feel empowered. They act. And power follows. Like the artist who used to hide their voice. Afraid it was too raw, too different, until one day they realised the difference was the point. And from that day forward, their truth became their brand. Now the reason this works isn't magic, though it feels like it. It's structure, it's process, it's language. Because the mind learns through metaphor, and change begins with permission. So here's a pattern. You realise your state shapes your thoughts. Your thoughts shape your behaviours. Your behaviours shape your identity. Your identity becomes your destiny. When you realise you're not your past, but you're the author of your narratives, suddenly your old limitations, they become fuel, feedback, fertile ground. You used to seek safety in predictability. Now you find power in adaptability. You used to crave external approval. Now you generate inner validation. It's not about pretending, it's about remembering that you are the pattern interrupt. You are the loop breaker. You're the voice no one expected, but everyone needed. That your nervous system rewires for curiosity over fear, creation over control, presence over performance. You start to notice people lean in when you speak, because your presence has weight, not heavy, but grounded. Not loud, but magnetic. So now just suppose, from this moment forward, your unconscious mind begins automatically reinforcing. Self-worth is innate. Emotions are data, not danger. Vulnerability is strength. Confidence is a decision. Relationships are mirrors, not measures. Contribution creates connection. Your energy trains others how to treat you. And maybe you've already begun to feel it, like new roots growing beneath old stories. Like strength rising beneath softness. Like certainty wrapped in compassion. Because healing, it isn't about becoming someone else. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you otherwise. Now you remember. What's next?